Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a closer look at a dispute between a homeowner in Floyd County and an electric company. And we'll talk to the Owsley County School Superintendent about why he's decided to retire.
We've got snow chances on the way for tomorrow. I'll have the very latest on timing and totals coming up right now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
One Floyd County man is pleading for the Public Service Commission to intervene, saying a proposed project in the Garrett area threatens property that's been in his family since the 1800s. Now, with the clock ticking, he tells WYMT's Buddy Forbes that he just wants to be heard.
A project all about providing power, leaving one man feeling powerless.
It's a prideful thing that I've tried to make this the beautifulest place in the world for my grandkids.
Brent Allen's property has been in his family since the 1800s, and he has worked over his 72 years to make it a home.
I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to do that, and I'm at the age to where the fight's just about out of me.
Last year, Kentucky Power filed intent with the Public Service Commission to build a new transmission line in the Garrett area. A project officials say would be a much-needed investment, providing more reliable service to the people impacted. But Allen says the impacts on the home and property he has invested in, which lies in the proposed work zone, should be considered.
Basically, the ponds and the yard and the bottoms and the trees will all be gone. And it's sad.
His concerns include the environmental impact on the ponds and water sources, which his grandkids play in, among other things. So he proposed a different path. But Kentucky Power responses say this plan is the best option.
I have been demeaned by them simply because they said I don't know how to make a motion like an attorney.
Kentucky Power officials say if approved, the project would still be beholden to environmental laws and regulations, and they would work with property owners and stakeholders. But Allen worries he is not being heard.
If this can happen to me, it can happen to you.
Saying the pursuit of power should not drain the people. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The PSC granted Allen's request for intervention. He is requesting a local hearing in order to testify. Kentucky Power has until tomorrow to file its verified rebuttal testimony in the case. A date for a public hearing should be scheduled after that time. A Perry County man is facing drug charges following a traffic stop and search warrant. The Perry County Sheriff's Department posted on its Facebook page that Benjamin Todd Mobilini was found with large amounts of meth and fentanyl. Those drugs were found in a car during the traffic stop. They said they found more drugs and weapons in a house. Mobilini was taken to the Kentucky River Regional Detention Center. Last night, multiple sheriff's departments responded to a chase that ended in Martin County. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from the Johnson County Sheriff's Department, who initiated and followed through with the pursuit from beginning to end.
On Wednesday night, Johnson County Sheriff's Deputy Jason Arms noticed a car without proper illumination on its license plate.
He followed the vehicle, he ran the tag on it, came back stolen. So he initiated a traffic stop, lights, siren, all emergency equipment, and the vehicle failed to yield.
The driver of the stolen car then led deputies on a chase through Johnson County, through Lawrence County, and finally into Martin County, where Martin County Sheriff's deputies also responded.
We're talking probably 20 minutes as an estimate. It came from a rural area in Stambo, like I said, down 23, 645, and then almost to Route 3, or almost to the end of Route 645, just past the Route 3 intersection.
The pursuit stopped after the stolen car struck the truck of Martin County Constable Tony Priest, but no major injuries were reported.
I think I overheard someone today talking that he was sore, but thankfully he's still with us.
The driver of the stolen car, 32-year-old John Strong of Paintsville, and the car's passenger, 36-year-old Ricky Spradlin, also of Paintsville, were both arrested and taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center.
The ability of the different departments working together strengthens us all. As long as we continue to work together, we're hoping for positive results.
Multiple agencies working together to ensure a safe outcome to a dangerous situation. In Johnson County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Strong and Spradlin were arrested on a combined 13 charges, which included public intoxication, wanton endangerment of a police officer, possession of a controlled substance, as well as fleeing or evading police.
Well, we watched clouds increase during the day today, and that's just a prelude to the possibility of snow chances as we head later on into tonight and through the day on our Friday. Outside right now, you see our US 119 camera at Pine Mountain sitting right now at 37 degrees. The clouds continuing to move on in. Same thing on the Mountain Parkway at Slade. Plenty of cloud cover there. We still haven't gotten rid of what's left of that snow from last week, but we may be adding to it a little bit. As we head into the day tomorrow, most of us remain, well, in fact, all of us remain well above freezing, and most of us right around 40 or so. The popular temperature, Jacksboro still at 45, but many of the rest of us now sneaking into the upper 30s. A lot of this isn't reaching the ground on pinpoint Doppler, just some returns there, some moisture probably trying to make it to the ground, but evaporating before it can. Just looking at one of our cameras out in Somerset, and it doesn't look like we're seeing too much in the way of that reaching the ground, but the possibility is there for that to continue as we head through the nighttime hours. As that changes over to snow, we'll watch those snow chances increase as we drop into the upper 20s later on tonight. I'll have the latest on how much snow we could see and when it starts to move in and move out coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. COVID-19 hospitalizations across the state are near the record numbers we saw last summer when the Delta variant peaked. Governor Andy Beshear says while Omicron has proven less deadly, it is infecting more people, and the inpatient census is now almost the exact same as it was during Delta's peak. There are fewer than 100 adult ICU beds open across the state, partially because healthcare workers are getting sick with Omicron and having to stay home. 440 National Guardsmen are working in hospitals to try and make up for that, but it's still hard for everyone. And it's also affecting the people who do not get sick with COVID.
Folks, be careful. When this happens, we don't have room or beds for people hurt in car accidents or who have strokes. The danger here is bigger than just COVID. So
12,817 Kentuckians have now died since the pandemic started. Earlier this month, the Owsley County School Superintendent announced his retirement effective September 1st. WYMT's Dakota Makris caught up with the superintendent as he looks back at his decades-long career.
You all keep it up.
After more than 30 years, Dr. Tim Bobrowski is retiring from the education field.
Middle school certified, so I was kind of brought up into that area, and then I could also teach some high school classes with that certification. Taught there, did that for several years, coached baseball, basketball.
His love for teaching and students shining through every day the doors open.
It's been a tough job, it's a challenging job, but it's a fun job. It's something that I've never regretted 1 minute.
Serving 11 years as superintendent, working every day to advance learning for his students.
Really tried our best, I think, to create a better learning atmosphere for kids, utilizing technology, and then utilizing the strengths that we have with our interconnectedness with our fiber.
And this empty field is usually full of crops during warmer months to help students learn the value of farming.
And allow our kids to learn skills that they might not be familiar with or who were familiar with it, who could be all-stars.
Saying he believes it is time to let a new superintendent come in.
It's a job that is very rewarding, it's very challenging, and it's also one in which you just don't know what the next situation is going to be.
As students go to class, thinking about the future of his hometown.
Owsley County folks have always been the type of individuals that, you know, we're often friending each other, and we're often doing things that helps each other, and I think that carries through the whole program.
In Owsley County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
In a letter to the school district, the superintendent said in part, quote, "Thank you all for being a great team. I am truly a better professional and person for having been part of the Owsley County school system." Harlan native Jordan Smith is a singer and songwriter widely known for winning NBC's The Voice. But since that contest and all his other success, he's never forgotten his home in the mountains. Smith was at Christ's Hands Community Center Thursday afternoon promoting an impromptu food drive. Christ's Hands offers Harlan Countyans hot meals Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. They also manage a food pantry, which is open the third Monday and Tuesday of each month. Smith says keeping a place like this well stocked is more important than ever.
I'm very grateful to be able to give back in a time when I think a lot of people need it. It's so cold outside this winter, and so I just think, you know, however we can come together and provide some meals and some warmth and kindness, we should do it.
Smith grew up in Harlan County but lives not too far away now in Corbin. He says he likes to give back to his hometown whenever he can. On Monday, Kentucky State Police will be shutting down the roadway at US 421 and Kentucky 840 in Harlan County. It will be closed due to a reconstruction of a crash that happened on January 11th. The road will be closed between 10 a.m. and noon. All drivers will be rerouted through Kentucky 72 at the Dairy Queen Light and Mount Street in Harlan.
And it's still January, which means cold air is never far away. I've got the very latest on when some milder air works back in as well on the way.
And a Kentucky bill could help nab porch pirates by closing a 40-year-old legal